All right, guys, welcome. Welcome. My name's Freddie Jackson. I am humbly honored and grateful to be here anytime that I get to present in front of what I feel are just colleagues and other human beings trying to serve the greater good as well as ourselves. It's just a great feeling. So, I'm going to give you something today that I feel is very, very valuable. I'm trusting that you will find it valuable as well. So, without further ado, let's just get into it. So, my presentation today, as you look at this first slide, love, no ego, the courage to be you. That's a lot. That's a lot right there in that little title and phrase, that title and that tagline. That's a lot to digest. As humans, we can take it in a lot of different ways because you see ego, you see no ego, but you also see courage. And sometimes we can kind of confuse the two or have the two more aligned with each other, and they have nothing to do with each other at all. Ego has nothing to do with courage. So we're going to get into it and look at how we can take who we are, personal development, and align it with what we do, professional development. And when that alignment happens and it occurs more naturally, that's when we maximize the human experience. That's when we maximize the opportunities. That's when the miracles happen. Miracles are just a confirmation of you making and us, we as humans, you making the right decisions, right mindedness, having the courage to be you, the real you, the you that's underneath all the noise and the chaos and all the to dos, right? That you listen to that you naturally, it's going to excel you into the professional field because you're listening and you're being obedient and you are following your intuition. And I'm going to give you some pillars to back all of this up, and getting back into that professional development, you're going to maximize those opportunities as well. That's why I wanted to go with that. So here I am, Freddie Jackson. I'm a lot of things. I'm a native of a small town called Buckingham County, Buckingham, Virginia. I think, well, I know we have one stoplight, and I believe that stoplight is flashing. I think it flashes 24 hours a day. That's a small town. That's where I'm from. Love it. We call it the Sticks. It's out in the country, and it's a beautiful, beautiful place. I love nature. I'm a nature boy. I love being outside. I watch the sunrise every day. I have some photos actually that I'm going to share with you of me watching the sunrise because it's going to speak to this presentation. I'm a former college athlete. I'm a former music artist. Wrote a lot of songs and commercials and ads in my day. Lived in Hollywood, lived in Chicago, lived in Austin, Texas, a lot of places. I'm sharing that with you because it shows you who I am, and it shows my experiences and how I got to this message, and here to set in front of you today to talk about this message. I'm also a certified personal trainer and health coach. I'm an educator in Albemarle County Public School System. That's in Charlottesville, Virginia. I am a YMCA board member, a Piedmont Discovery Center board member. I'm also an author of 2 books, and I'm the founder of the Love No Ego Foundation. Now, Love No Ego Foundation is a nonprofit working with youth and young adults, helping them to live more intuitively before they start checking all these boxes of the world, being aware of those egotistical influences and peer pressures and things that cause fear and separation and anxiety so they can make better decisions. So I'm the founder of that organization. And now here I am in the corporate world talking about ego in the workplace and helping us all as individuals, as teams, actually perform at an optimal level. So you can follow me there, Mr. Love No Ego. You can see the website, mrlovenoego.org. And you can also visit the foundation's page at lovenoego.org. And that are some bullet points about me. So love no ego, the courage to be you. I'm excited. So personal development. Again, who you are with what you do. We cannot maximize professional development without maximizing personal development. And guys, there's no limit on either one of those. It's like a very ongoing journey, if you want to call it. It's an ongoing, beautiful journey of self-discovery. I always look at professional development and jobs and careers as a vehicle. It's no disrespect to the any company, any organization, any business, but the actual organization, the business, the LLC, whatever it is, for profit or nonprofit, is actually a vehicle. It's actually carrying you somewhere to get to your next destination. Because it's more importantly, it's all about who you become along the way, right? Because we can set goals professionally, set goals personally, and we can get that goal, we can reach that goal. But more importantly, who are you becoming? Because you can replace the goal will get replaced most likely. You know, for example, if I wanted to make $10 million next year, you know, what good is it if I become a butthole making $10 million? How many people have I hurt along the way? How many real limitations have I placed in my way? How many people have I blocked? How many opportunities have I actually kept away from me by living through this egotistical space? So personal development, I'm going to show you how to align personal development with professional development so you can maximize the opportunity and also just gain optimal performance, because it's all about human behavior. It's all about human behavior. I have a master's in psychology, which I skipped over. I have a second master's in organizational development and leadership. And I love the study of human behavior and trying to maximize those opportunities and understanding the motivation behind behaviors, the why. So check this out, guys. Let's do a little self-check. Let's do a little check-in here. Let's have some fun. Let's please have some fun. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you right now? How happy are you right now? Not yesterday, not tomorrow, right now. You can only be here now. You can't be here yesterday. You can't be here tomorrow. How happy are you right now? And also, what's stopping you from feeling a 10? What's stopping you from feeling a 10? That's me right there on the beach. I believe it was Surf City, North Carolina. I watch the sunrise every day. I'm sharing this with you because it contributes to my daily happiness. It contributes to that scale of 1 to 10. I wake up 3:45 a.m. every day, 7 days a week, 3:45. I'm mostly at a 9.7. You know, I'm at a 9.6, 9.7 range every single day. The other 2, 3, 4.3, 0.4 is something that I can't change anyway, most likely, right? So it helps me focus on what I can change and forget about what I can't change. And I create this consistent daily happiness, human behavior. I create it through these little pieces, these pillars and principles that I'm going to share, these little acts of self awareness and self-development and self-care, if you want to call it that. It contributes to that scale, and I create this pattern that's not easily shaken by the outside world and the egotistical influences and the peer pressure and societal pressures and the pressure to conform, the political, all of this stuff, right? Guys, let's look in so we can show up as our best selves, and then we can produce and affect the out, right? So something to think about. Scale of 1 to 10, hold that number, write it down. And if you are a 7, for example, and the difference is a 3 to get to that 10, right in there, what's keeping you from being a 10? And let's look at it and see how much of that you can change and how much of that you cannot change. That's me. I'm at a place called Humpback Rocks. I promise you, I'm not going to show you all pictures of me watching the sunrise, okay? But this is me on Humpback Rocks in on the Blue Ridge Parkway in Afton/Waynes Waynesboro, Virginia, and it's about a mile hike up. And you go up there, and it's beautiful. It's quiet, and it enables me to stay in tune with what's real, what's reality. We're going to get to that too, reality. So this whole thing of love, no ego. What is it? What is love? What is love? I say love is this. Let's just sum it up. Most people, they default to relationships. What is love? Don't even go there. Before you attach it to anything else, understand that you are it, you have it. Love is everything that you are designed to do and be here on this earth. But we made love this very like catch 22, very cliche thing. And we are more afraid of it, it seems, than we are accepting of it. So love is everything that you are designed to do and be here on this earth. That's it. So what's the ego? The ego is the one thing, the one energy, the one falsity that can keep you away from everything that you're designed to do and be here on this earth. Think about this, guys. We've learned or been taught that we need this ego for survival. And as we're talking about this, I want you to think about personally as well as professionally. And they both intertwine. I'm telling you, you can't maximize professional without personal. So love, this ego, love, no ego, and this ego. We've been taught to think that we need this ego for like survival reasons, whatever. And it's actually just based in fear. Think about it. It's overly self-centeredness, over the top selfishness, and fear. That's what makes up the ego. It's not about thinking less of yourself. It's about thinking of yourself less. Quantity, not as often. I'm in the nonprofit world. I'm consistently giving. I feel like I'm giving. I'm fulfilling a purpose. I'm constantly in that nonprofit, help the community mode, right? I'm constantly in that space. And I don't feel less than of a human being because I'm always giving. I actually feel better. Giving gives me the energy. Being in that space gives me the purpose. And it gives me the results of miracles and keeps me in this right-mindedness. It keeps me accountable. It tells me love. It tells me when to speak up. It's bold. It tells me when to have the courage. It tells me when to be quiet. It protects me. So that courage to be you is actually that courage for you to listen to that space and then respond to that space and what it's actually telling you to do and be, even if it's asking you and telling you just to be quiet for a minute. Let me process this a little bit more. Love, everything you're designed to do and be. Ego, everything that can keep you away from what you're designed to do and be. Love, no ego. The courage to be you. So what time is it? What time is it, guys? The time is now. It's my watch. That's actually my watch. The time is now. It's always now. It's always now. 2:00 yesterday is not the same as 2:00 today. How can it be? It's a brand new day. One that we've never seen. I want to inspire you a little bit now. I want to inspire you here. It's a brand new day, a day that we've never seen. The 24-hour clock is a made-up thing. A person just like you and I made up the 24-hour clock for good reasons. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I just want to help you understand and see a clear picture of which space do you occupy the most. The love space or the egotistical space, the love space or the egotistical space. And what I mean by that is we're going to get into the natural and the unnatural, like natural, unnatural, truth versus illusions, reality versus what we made up. Like we're going to get there too. But I'm doing all of this to first positively attack the personal space. Because once we are made aware of, ooh, I do occupy that space a lot. I do, I'm so bound by time. Listen to me. Your creator, whatever it is you believe in, you can call it whatever, God, love, tree, universe, whatever. As long as it's good and it's serving you, awesome. Whatever, whoever that is, you weren't created to be bound by time. Now it's eternity. It's forever. You only have one life. We only got one of these, far as we know. Right? So we need to maximize these opportunities, maximize the human experience. Get the most out of this thing. Get the most out of this thing. So the time is always now. It's always now. I said this earlier. You can't be here. Yesterday, it's gone. Bye. I can't even get the words I said back 2 seconds ago. Tomorrow's not here yet. Even when it gets here, it's still what? Now, it's still today. So think about that. How much of yesterday do you bring in today? How much of your now do you spend worrying about tomorrow? When the only time that it ever soaks up is now. All right, let's move on. Count of three. Everybody read this. 1, 2, 3. Life is simple. 1, 2, 3. We make it complex. Life is very simple. We make it so hard. Why do we make it so hard and so complex? I mean, there's a lot of layers to that. Why we make it complex. A lot of layers that I don't really care to get into. And you know what they are. It could be a number of things. We hurt each other. We're massively separated as people. And think about this now. This is personal development and professional development. We carry our personal experiences into the professional world and our professional world into our personal. But I believe the train is more going that way from personal to professional. We take a lot of that in there. Our childhood, our upbringings, the things that we've learned, we take them into our jobs and our careers. And if we're not aligning the best way that we can as a human, we're not maximizing the opportunity. We're actually limiting ourselves, cutting ourselves short, and the people around us. How many people in your household are you cutting short? Think about this. I don't know if you can see my vision board on my wall here, but me and my wife, we have a goal. I do this in my corporate world as well with my board and team. We have a goal. The goal is there. I'm looking through there, but here's the goal, right? And we have all the individuals in little circles here down here, right? And the circle gets bigger, but the circle intersects each other and the goal. And it serves as a reminder that we are individuals. And we say we have this goal. It helps us highlight and pay close attention to our behavior. And it helps us hold each other accountable for our behavior. It's not about perfection. Forget that. It's about the courage to be you. It's about the courage to be you. It's about the courage to follow through on what you feel here. Vulnerability. We're going to touch on that really quick too. So life is simple. We make it complex. Life is simple. We make it complex. How simple is it? It's simple as this. Natural versus unnatural. There's you, natural, versus the things that we made up, unnatural, right? There's the universe, there's trees, there's sun, there's moon, there's stars, there's rocks, there's water, human beings. We're already breathing, we're already alive with this natural. You're very organic, very natural. We put unnatural and unorganic things in this natural system here, bad things happen, right? Plants versus food. Some food we made up. McDonald's French fries. It's not even food. Some things are not even food, you know? Truth versus illusions. Love versus ego versus fear. You can only be in one place at one time, natural or the unnatural, love or the fear space. You can hop back and forth, but you can only be in one place at one time. So the unnatural, I want to make this clear, it's not all bad things. Humans, we make some beautiful, beautiful things. We have ultimate free will, but our free will is actually killing us. Just because I have the free will to do something doesn't mean that I should do it. Right? Free will has become magnified to the point where it's so selfish. We are massively separated. How well do you show up for yourself? How well do you show up for your team? Those are two questions. Or family. Those are two questions that we need to consistently be asking ourselves every day, every morning. Do a self check-in. So I want to share a quick foundation for success with you. This is a little exercise, guys, that you can do, right? It's very simple. Here's a circle. And believe me, it makes for an impactful conversation if you do it with someone else. It makes for such an impactful raising of your awareness. Like, whoa, like, wow, I do that. I do spend more time here. I do. Oh, and once you know, you can go beyond. Once you recognize the limitation, you can go beyond it, right? So inside the circle there, I want you to write everything that you feel is natural in the universe. Universe, that's one. I gave you one. Everything that's natural. And then on the outside, I want you to write everything that is unnatural. And it will make up for some great conversation because, again, you have nature, universe, trees, water, sun, moon, stars. It's like going back to first grade, it's just easy, rocks, mountains, and it gets deep, gets deeper. Life, intuition, spirit. You know what else? Joy, peace. It was all given to you there. It's natural, right? And then you go outside, and we can go all day. We could tables, chairs, cars, buildings, bottles, look around, all the unnatural things. And even that gets deeper because then it gets into those subcategories of life. Democrat, Republican, black, white, this, that. Again, I'm saying all this because we come into our workplace with biases that we might not even be aware of. I used to find myself saying certain things because of the people I was around or had been around or was being around. The music I listened to, it influenced me. Even if I didn't really even find it attractive to say it. Somehow I put myself on that frequency and I was saying those things. And they weren't nice things. So I want you to kind of think about that. Are those things on the outside, is it serving you? Is it making you better? Is it helping you make an impact in the world? Is it impacting you as well as what you do, who you are with what you do? Right? Oh, you made me think. I made myself think of something and I wanted to share it. but I lost it. So it's going to come back to me. But that's just a simple exercise, guys, that you can do. We're going to keep going. I might come back to this PDF here, but we're going to get into the pillars that you can apply personally as well as professionally. And as a bonus, I added the principles on there as well. So let's go back to share. Back to slides. All right. So that's the natural versus the unnatural or exercise you can do for yourself. Now, here we go. Let's think about this. Heart-led engagement and leadership. I want you to lead with the heart. The heart is in the center. That's natural. You had the heartbeat before you had this big old brain. Come on, guys. All right, look. Let me break it down even more. So you're in the womb. In the womb, yep, in mom's belly. It's quiet. You naturally use your senses. You listen. You know, you kicked, you touch. You know, mom invited people over to feel the belly, feel you kick. You know, you had a heartbeat before you had this big old brain, right? And you come out. What happens on your birthday? What happens on your birthday? You just spent 9-10 months in this dark place. You come out, there's fluorescent lights in your face. Doctor slaps you. There's noise, machines, boop, 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 metal, clank, 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 clanking. You go from one box, the hospital, to the next box, the car to the next box, your home to the next box, your room to the next box, your crib inside that room. You get all this influence and say, you know, it's telling you have to aspire to be this person and get this job and career. So you aspire to do that. You go to a place like a school where 90% of the time you don't want to be there, and then you get this job and you go back to the cubicle, back to the box, and then you say, oh no, I need help. I get a passport and I want to go on vacations, and I escape and I go here and I go there. Next thing you know, you're 65 and retiring and trying to live your life. Heart before brain. Allow this space, that courage to be you, to guide you, to direct you. The brain is a beautiful thing. No other living creature has this brain that we have. But it's a tool. Learn how to use that tool. And don't allow the tool to use you. All right. Although you can't hear me, or I can't hear you, both of those are true. Repeat after me. Are you ready? This is the boss. This is the employee. This is the boss. This is the employee. Still going. My employee works for this boss. In society and in a lot of workplace environments, people allow their brains to run off and work for other bosses, for other people's agenda. They're worried about so many other things. The heart is just pure joy. It is what it is. It's very humble. It's there. It's presence. It's now. Connect the brain to it and allow that brain to be the employee of your boss here. And you move with that energy. You move with that energy. You move with that human being energy. What time is it? Now, look at that suffix, boys and girls. Look at that suffix. ING. What's that mean? We learned that back in grade school. Action. Doing. I'm walking. I'm talking. And when is that action taking place? Present tense. Right now. So if there's one thing that we should know and learn how to do as human beings, is what? It's be. Life is simple. Don't make it complex. So you take that energy of being, you learn how to be. You saw me up on the mountains. You saw me out in nature, sitting on the beach. watching sunrise on the view of the ocean, that speaks to my being. And with that energy of being, I go do. You saw the bullet points in the beginning, right? I'm doing that and making some things happen. I'm making an impact amongst my community, amongst myself, providing for my family. I'm living. I'm on purpose. I'm in purpose. And naturally, I have. Be, do, have. But see, when we come out into this world, it's like flipped. It's backwards. It's like, okay, I gotta have. Gimme, 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 gimme. I gotta have. I take this energy of trying to have and I'm trying to do or go do, and it's chaotic. And I never learned how to be. And now I need some help. You understand? Be, do, naturally you're gonna have. All right, let's keep it going, guys. All right, here we go. Now we get into the 4 pillars. Let's go ahead and bridge the personal development to professional development. I know we've done that. I spoke on that throughout this presentation. But what I mean by bridge is I want to give you the pillars to practice every single day. See how you can incorporate them into your life so you can show up as your best self. That's it. And those 4 pillars are spirituality, education, exercise, community. These are 4 pillars that I feel that every human being should have a practice around. Excuse me. Spirituality. I didn't say religion. Religion is cool. I'm going to get to that. But spirituality is, I do feel, I cry, I laugh, I get angry, I get sad. I have like tremendous moments of joy. Like we have a lot of emotions. We get to experience a lot of emotions in this spirit of ours. I'm just saying, pay attention to that. Understand the motivation behind behaviors and like pay attention to that. Spirituality, watching the sunrise for me puts it in perspective for me. Like it touches my spirit, my soul. Guys, like understanding like your spirit and your soul already, it's like it already knows. You follow me? I know that you know what I'm talking about. Your soul already knows. But this brain can take that and cloud it and make it not memorable. Like we were already given this. And when we go on vacations, when we meditate, when we try to find peace, what we're trying to do is find this again. We're just trying to remember what we already have. Spirituality, that's what I'm talking about. Pay attention to that. I'm not saying get up at 3:45 a.m. like I do, watch the sunrise every day, but you have to do something that speaks to you so it can keep you in a space where you can be productive and show up as your best self. Education, it's not a one-time thing. I have a few degrees, but just because I graduated doesn't mean I'm done. You have to grab something out there. If you're in this specific field, educate yourself more on this particular area, this particular job, this particular title, this particular job duty. Like, educate yourself more. What if it's not job related? That's fine too. It's about you having the courage to be you, right? Education, you're never done. Exercise, we have to move, guys. There's no way around it. We have to move. We have to get some physical nature, play, movement, some form of exercise going on. Walking. I can give you another whole presentation on the benefits of exercise. I've been a personal trainer and health coach for about 14 years. Trust me, we need to move, and it just boosts the morale, like the energy, the immune system. Like it's endless benefits. And of course, community. Everything that we're trying to achieve is out there in the community. It already exists. We just haven't attracted it to us yet. We just haven't discovered it yet. We're not quite there yet, but we know the power of community. You guys know there's unity there in the community and in the word, you know? So having a sense of community is something that we are naturally given and born with. Like we're created to have community. Two or more people together is community. Think about the massive separation over time that humanity has endured, right? And the more we are separated, the easier it is to place those wedges in between us and influence us into division, into ego, and away from love, and away from truth, reality. That natural, that's reality. The 9 to 5, the hustle and bustle, the things of the world that we've created, it's not reality. It's not. We've taken something that we've made and tried to make it our home. That's why we stay on a journey. We stay on a journey because we're trying to make something our home that can't be our home. Home is here. You already have it. Look within before you look without. Look within before you look without. If you make space and you make the time to be still, to be, to do, to have, the answers are there. It all started there. How can it not be there? Spirituality, education, exercise, community, guys. 4 pillars. So on that PDF, I'm going to go back and show you, but I want to keep it moving. But if you look on your PDF, let's go here. Boom. There are your pillars. You can write down ways, ideas of how you can specifically practice each pillar into your life. Print them out, take them home. You can do it solo by yourself. You can do it with your partner. You can do it with a family. You can do it with a family member. Do it with a friend. And also, as an additional piece, I put the principles on the back, which I'm going to briefly touch on. Love over ego, love over fear, communication over conflict. Love over ego, love over fear, communication over conflict. These are ways, and I put a couple of examples on there. These are ways that you can actively choose in the moment what's good for you. And what's good for you comes from a love space. It's that simple. Love over my ego. Love over fear, because, fear pushes us into a corner. We end up doing things that are not good for us. Communication over conflict. Choosing that ideal principle and committing to the practice. Just committing to it. It's not about perfection. Again, it's about just committing yourself to it. Do I have the courage to be me? Be vulnerable and respectfully say what I'm feeling here. Most of the time, you're going to get to the solution that's best for you, even if it's not the last and the most ideal solution. You're going to feel confident. You're going to be practicing transparency, and you're going to be working your way through this vulnerability space of yours. And that gives you courage. That gives you confidence. And it all comes from love. No doubt about it. All right, let's go back. All right. Here we go, guys. We're almost there. So vulnerability, unlearning is still learning. My dad was a nighttime or nightclub manager. He also worked during the day. He was a mechanic. He co-managed his club. My mom was into the church and worked at a factory making clothes. I'm saying that to say this. I had sort of this crazy, what I thought was best of both worlds going on. Ooh, I get to go hang out with my dad and party and see this wild scene, but I get to go with my mom and go to church and be humble and practice humility and learn about this and learn about that, right? I'm saying that because there were so many things that I had to unlearn, that I had to let go, that I had begun to practice in my life, and it was not serving me at all. I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible. I'm not going to throw statistics at you. Research says, I'm not saying none of that. I'm talking to you, the human being, because you are the source. You are the research. We are the research. And if we have the courage and to be vulnerable and look within and see here, we can see that. And we can also see how to respond in a way that's healthy for us. Guys, love does what it does. Jump on the frequency, enjoy the ride. Jump on it. It's the greatest energy ever. Join the ride. Here we go. Stay vulnerable. So why love no ego? The courage to be you. Number one, because doing good works. Duh. It works. Trust and believe. You know, I talk about trust. I talk about the power of belief with a lot of people. Partial belief doesn't work. Believing a little bit doesn't work. Either you believe wholeheartedly or you don't. It has nothing to do with religion. Listen, I'm just talking about as a human being in society, and you want the most out of this human experience. I'm talking about that spirituality piece. There's no partial belief. And I'm saying that to say this because when you believe wholeheartedly, you know that doing good works. You trust the process. You actually trust love in the process more than you trust people. You understand? Because you understand that people are going to make mistakes. You are forgiving. You are understanding. You are compassionate. You know how to empathize and lead people. Empathy, not sympathy, right? Empathy leads to healing. Sympathy just goes down in the hole together. There's nothing wrong with going down in the hole together, but don't stay there. You gotta show empathy and bring us up, right? So because doing good works, it boosts the morale of the environment. You know, it improves upon the retention. It eliminates those quiet quitters. Guys, you know that people quit. People have like quit their job long before they actually quit. You know, they're already exiting. And you know what I'm talking about. And let's see, what else do I have on there? Um, just the personal happiness piece and the team happiness. Who doesn't want to come to a place that they enjoy like coming to? You know, like that's big time. Don't underestimate that. Again, I could throw a lot of things at you about the research says this. I just wanted to be human today. I just wanted to be human, come to you, talk, embrace, share this message, how to apply it, the pillars, and how you can align all of that personal development with professional development to gain optimal performance and maximize the human experience. Maximize the human experience. And I have there at the bottom about establishing a foundation within that's not easily shaken by the egotistical world. The world's not going to quit. It's not going to quit coming at you. And unfortunately, some people are going to be hurt by it. And you might have to be around those people and they might not be nice to you. You know, nobody does what you want them to do 100% of the time. I'm married. My wife doesn't do what I want her to do 100% of the time. My mom does it. My dad does it. You know, you get the picture. They have their life. You have yours. Everybody has their, I don't want to call it drama, has their, I don't want to call it a journey either. I want you to look beyond and start using different verbiage and different words. Everybody has their purpose. And it's up to each one of us to discover that. But our purpose always intertwines collectively with other individuals. Just how it's going and happening right now with mine and yours. Love does what it does, guys. It truly does what it does. All right, let's see. Purposeful living. Purpose helps you sleep at night, helps wake you up in the morning. If you can align that personal development with professional development, who you are with what you do, maybe apply some of those pillars, practice the principles. Purpose, it creeps in. And there's nothing more powerful than a human being with purpose. Purposeful living leads into purposeful working. And you make a serious impact upon your teammates, upon your clients that you serve. Love, no ego, heart-led engagement and leadership with the courage to be you. These are some reviews that I received from working with youth, young adults in the corporate world, HR conferences, a little bit of everything, sharing this message of love, no ego, and trying to get us all to maximize the human experience. And just part of maximizing that human experience is just, in a good way, just killing it professionally as well. But they go together. They go together. All right, here we go. All right, guys, next to the last slide, I want to show you a little something here. It just kind of embodies the message. This is the board and team. It's the people I work with. These are some of the clients that I've worked with, some of the kids that I've even worked with, back to clients, partners. I wanted to say partners as well, some of the sponsors, a little bit of everything. I invited everybody out for a day at the park, just for like 2 hours. We brought out the cameras. I started talking, and this is what happened. Let's see if I can get this to play here. All right, here we go, guys.
No ego. You see, love, we already have it. We came here with it. We're all different, but the same. Before I was black, before I was white, before I was Buddhist, Baptist, Christian, Democrat, Republican, I was human. You are too. We still are, and will always be.
We're not built for wars, hate, and separation. We're built for love, unity, and communication. You see, we must not allow the ego to destroy and keep us from everything we are meant to do and be here on this earth. Naturally, I stand with love. Love is boundless. It promotes the best within us and exudes outward and cannot be contained. It's bold, it's strong, it's the truth. The ego is full of doubt, fear, and dis-ease. It destroys, separates, blocks miracles and blessings, and limits us as humans.
Love is the greatest gift ever. We cannot allow the ego to come in and destroy everything that we're absolutely meant to do, be here on earth. I stand with love. Love, no ego.
Okay, awesome. So guys, you know, what's really cool about that video is, again, you have the partners out there, you have sponsors out there, you have some clients, like people in a position that represent your company, kind of sharing that same title, people out there. And what's really cool is just everybody's just out there and looking at it. You don't know who's who. You just see a bunch of humans getting together, sharing love, trying to see us all excel and maximize the human experience. That's it. And there were some really cool people out there, and some really prominent and like awesome positions, like with their companies, and some powerful companies. And just to see people of all ages, all races, whatever, just come out and be human, I mean, it does what it does. And to add to that, it helps how I started this presentation. It helps personally as well as professionally. That video shows that, like the people that's in that video. So I want to thank you guys for just giving me an opportunity to connect with you. It's not about you just grabbing love no ego, my idea or my message. It's about you grabbing something that works for you, and that's going to help you show up as your best self. You know, I'm not trying to market this, that, and that. I'm trying to make an impact amongst myself and humans. So you can call it what you want to call it. But I do know one thing, that damn ego has to go, right? For you to be successful personally, for you to be successful in the workplace, it has to go. It has to get out of the way. It has to get out of your way and everybody else's way. So, guys, feel free to leave me some feedback here. The survey, it comes right to me. You can check out the websites there. You can check out the social media handles. And again, I just want to thank you for having me. I just want to thank you for your time. And I want to say, keep on rocking. Keep on rocking. Life is simple. Don't make it complex. Love is the greatest energy ever. Everything you're designed to do and be here on this earth. Don't let the ego steal your world or steal your joy. And don't let the world steal your joy. Have the courage. Have the courage to be you. Thank you, guys. Peace.